And we say good morning to you. Welcome. We are broadcasting live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on this Tuesday. Yes, normally we're here on Wednesday. We'll be here on Wednesday too. So it's a 2-day stop this week at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. And we say good morning to you. Hope you've had a great start to your Tuesday. Show number 672. Wrapping up a great day yesterday at the Cove in Black Mountain, North Carolina. Personal thrill for me. I don't know about you, but it was a very special day for me to do the show, no question. And so had a chance, if you watch the show and it's still out there, it's archived for you to watch again, to check out again Evangelist Will Graham and Eric Wilkes and Jim Kirkland and all the folks in and around the Cove, and Jill Gotten Strader. So appreciate those kids very much. Back in the Tri-City, show number 672 at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. We have a doubleheader of sorts. We have the show today. We'll be with you to right around 1 o'clock. And then tonight, we'll come right back and bring you Elizabethton Cyclone basketball. The Cyclones in Sullivan East, big matchup in the Three Rivers Conference race. Guys game only coming up again tonight from John Treadway Gymnasium on the campus of Elizabethton High School. Looking forward to being there and bring you the guys game starting right around 7:45 tonight. Elizabethton basketball. Then on Friday night, we will have a doubleheader for you. We got the Lady Cyclones and the Lady Warriors of Happy Valley will bring you double dip on Friday night. Looking forward to doing that as well. Then we'll come back and do, I believe, the Central game right before the end of the season on senior night. And then we're going to bring you the tournament. The district tournament's going to be in Elizabethton as well. So we got lots of hoops coming up. Then we'll morph right into Elizabethton baseball starting on March the 13th. Got 20-some games plus the tournament. So looking forward to wearing the orange and black and bringing you the orange and black starting tonight, 7:45. We'll bring it to you, Elizabethton and Sullivan East boys basketball. Big matchup in the Three Rivers Conference. So we always start a show. We dedicate it to the man who hung on the cross unashamedly. If you don't, if you didn't pick up on that yesterday at the show in Black Mountain, North Carolina, I guess you will, because we were all about it and continue to be all about it. Romans 8:27 and 28. And the verses go like this. The verse of the day goes, "Love me, and I will see to it that all things work together for your good. For I know the mind of my spirit. I am constantly interceding for you according to my will." Always going to the throne of the Father and interceding on our behalf. Can't beat that when the King of Kings is doing that for you and I. And so that is the verse of the day, Romans 8:27 and 28. Big thank you, too, to Darius Hensley. Took me over there yesterday. Of course, he got this all started back several months ago. And so a big thank you to Darius Hensley and his lovely bride, Mrs. Hensley, who drove me over there yesterday. And, of course, this is all because of him, obviously, to get this thing rolling. So we appreciate the opportunity to go over to the Cove and Black Mountain. If I'm lucky, I'll get a chance to go back over there and do it again. If you did not see the show, it is well worth the 5 minutes of your time to go. It's about 3/4 into the show. We'll see if I can't pull it up and make a podcast out of it, or have Jeremiah do that, for you to see the challenge that Evangelist Will Graham looked into the camera and gave you yesterday at the Cove in Black Mountain, North Carolina. Very powerful. And I'm looking forward to finding out. Maybe we won't find out until I get to heavens. Make him up and say, "Hey, you know that day old Will Graham's on your show?" I'll ask the Lord into my heart. So that'd be pretty cool. All right, guest today coming up, we got Ryan Presnell, Elizabethton head baseball coach. Going to give us a follow-up on the big auction on Saturday night they had, and also kind of tell you where they are right now in high school baseball for the Cyclones. We'll bring you Cyclone baseball beginning on March the 13th. Hank Brown joins us from We Run Events. Hank will be along to tell us about the early part of 2018, the racing schedule. Mike Hedrick, NASCAR's fan reporter, he was gracious enough. We kind of got into yesterday's hot and heavy with what was going on at the Cove, and so Mike was gracious enough to say, "No problem, I'll come back today," which is very classy on your part, Mr. Hedrick. Thank you. And also Jeff Birchfield joins us live from Charlotte. He's in the NASCAR media tour. So we got a couple of dips in NASCAR today. Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, always with his ear to the ground and eye looking out for what's going on in NASCAR. And then Jeff Birchfield, in a literal, he'll be calling us and checking in with us from the NASCAR media tour. He covers NASCAR for the Johnson City Press. So we have all that for you again for this Tuesday, January the 23rd, 2018. So as I look and see, isn't this interesting? My headset's working today. It didn't work yesterday. It worked perfectly until we started the show, back into the first segment of the show. Then it went out. Then it did not work for the rest of the show. And then after the show, just for kicks, as I was packing up the equipment, I thought, let me try it again. Worked perfect. Took it home last night, set it up in my studio at home. Worked perfect. I guess I'm jinxing myself. It's working perfect now as well. So anyway, Am I surprised? Absolutely not. Was not surprised in the least that something would be glitched yesterday. In fact, I fully anticipated it. So anyway, we're at Chick-Fil-A today and tomorrow, Champion Chevrolet on Thursday, Food City in the Volunteer Parkway on Friday. Monday we'll be in the studio, or not in the studio, but the lobby at the Bruton Smith Building, talking Bristol, baby, NASCAR. And, of course, our countdown is on. We are 82 days away from the Food City 500, and we are 25 days away from the Daytona 500. Mike Hedrick will bring us up to speed at the top of the hour. All kinds of things going on in NASCAR. So we're very excited about that. Now, if you wonder, I think I've made it pretty plain, but if you wonder why I don't talk about the National Football League, here's the latest story. Good stuff. Tongue-in-cheek, of course. It's been quite some time since players kneeling during the national anthem prior to an NFL game has made headlines. But as Super Bowl 52 draws closer, there's been controversy surrounding an ad that reads, "Please stand." A veterans organization known as AMVETS, all caps, AMVETS, submitted a one-page ad for the National Football League's Super Bowl program. The league has decided against running it. The Super Bowl program is designed, check this out, what a bunch of garbage, what a bunch of crap, quite frankly. NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy told USA Today, quote, "The Super Bowl game program is designed for fans to commemorate and celebrate the game, players, teams, and the Super Bowl." Well, la-di-da. It's never been a place for advertising could be considered by some as a political statement. Are you kidding me? Just watch any of the halftime shows. Any of the halftime musical shows. See if this year, I don't know if he'll do it. Who is it? Bieber? Timberlake? I know who's going to be. I'm not watching it, so I can't remember the halftime. But are you going to tell me that there's never been any political or any kind of, what's it say? Can be considered by some as a political statement. You're telling me there's never been a halftime guest that said anything controversial at that point when they performed, whatever year it was, that would be considered a political statement? Give me a break. The NFL has long supported the military and veterans, right? Except now they've taken money away. Remember the group of players went and met with Roger Goodell about they wanted some money allocated and appropriated for social injustice and these different programs, and Goodell caved and said, yeah, we'll do that. I don't have any problem doing it, but what he's done, he's taken money from the military that NFL's appropriated to promote and run ads for the military, and he's also taken money away from the Pink Out in October with breast cancer. So the $90 million they come up with is not new money. They're taking money from other sources, one of those being the military. All right, so the NFL has long supported the military and veterans and will again salute our service members in the Super Bowl with memorable on-field moments that will be televised as part of the game, as it should. Hello, this ain't rocket science. The executive director of AMVETS, Joe Chenelly, hope I'm saying it right, Chenelly, defended their reasoning behind placing the ad and said they only want to exercise their free speech just like the players who kneel during the national anthem. Spot on, baby. Rocket. Rock and roll. Defended their reasoning behind placing the ad, said they want to exercise their free speech just like the players who kneel during the national anthem do. Gotcha, baby. Nailed you, Roger Goodell. It ain't hard to do, by the way. McCarthy explained the NFL tried working with the organization to consider different wording options but could not reach an agreement as production of the programs was delayed. So, there you go. The NFL says, no, we're not going to put an ad in our program saying please stand because it would be considered a political statement. Yeah. So, let me just say this when we go to the break. We'll come back and take a look at college basketball. Big night last night. Some upsets, of course, across college hoops. Top 25 is out this week. Also, we got the high school basketball polls. Take a look at basketball all the way across. Basketball, NBA, college, and high school. But as we go to the break, if you're wanting to know anything about the Super Bowl going forward, don't watch this show because it ain't happening. They cannot because it would be considered a political statement. Please stand. Okay, well, what kind of statement do these football players make when they kneel during the national anthem? That's not a political statement. That's not exercising their free speech. And the AMVET organization said, look, we'll pay for the ad. Whatever it is, we'll pay for the program ad to be put in and just says, please stand. Nah. Hypocrisy, double standards, hogwash, garbage. This cowboy ain't playing. NFL, off my radar. College hoops is. NASCAR is. We We stand for the national anthem in NASCAR events. Anyway, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. We are live at Chick-Fil-A, the home of the lovely Connie Larimer. We got a game tomorrow night, Mercer? Yes. And we got a big promotion tomorrow night? Yes. Oh, Mrs. Larimer has done it. She has outdone herself in this marketing. She has created a juggernaut. What this amounts to, it's a designated, I've not been to the game, so how do they know do you tell them, or do they just kind of hit it? Do they read the ad and say, okay, this particular free throw is going to be the chance to win?
It's any.
It's any?
Yep.
So it's just, yeah. So somebody designates, okay, when they're shooting these free throws, if they miss them both, everybody wins, right? There you go. She said, you think they'll miss? I said, yeah, they'll miss. So how this goes at every East Tennessee State home basketball game, which is really cool because now when they read it on the PA, the fans start cheering Chick-fil-A because everybody wins. So what Connie has done, which I thought was brilliant, she has come up with a promotion whereby when the opposition, in this case Mercer tomorrow night at Freedom Hall, at a designated spot of the ball game, when their guy shoots 2 free throws, if he misses them both, which the fans are obviously cheering for that he does, everybody gets a free coupon to come here to Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. So again, brilliant marketing move. Probably a little labor intensive to take care of. How many did you pass? I've been passing on with 5,000 and 6,000 coupons a game.
Yeah.
Yep. Between 5,000 and 6,000 coupons per game she's passing out because every team has missed 2 free throws in a row at one particular point. So
Done it twice so far.
there you go. So if I'm playing for Mercer tomorrow night, I stand up at the free throw line, and then the PA says, okay, here's the Chick-fil-A free throw shooting, and so everybody's cheering for me to miss both free throws because when I do, everybody in the arena gets a free Chick-fil-A coupon, which I think is pretty cool. She said first game she gave away 5,000, the second game like 6,000. There should be a big crowd tomorrow night for Mercer. It's a big ball game. So anyway, that's going on. And of course, the lovely Connie Larimer. We're here at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City today and tomorrow. Champion Chevrolet on Thursday, and again, Food City on the Volunteer Parkway on Friday. Quick break. As we said, we'll jump in and take a look at college basketball, the NBA and high school hoops. Don't forget tonight, Elizabethton basketball. The boys taking on the Patriots of John Dyer Sullivan East. Airtime right around 7:45. The John Treadway Gymnasium tonight. Looking forward to being over there for Cyclone basketball. Quick break. Hoops comes up next here. Segment number 1 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology has just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back at the Tom Daly Sports Show. Thanks for being with us live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on this Tuesday. Yep, Tuesday and Wednesday here at the Chicken Coop, as I call it. The Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. We'll be here again tomorrow as well. Top 25 college basketball. To run them down for you from last night. We told you yesterday from Black Mountain it was going to be a trap game for the defending national champion, the North Carolina Tar Heels, and it was. Tar Heels go into Blacksburg, and again, the Hokies upend them. Again, the Hokies run the record now to 14-6, beat them by 11. 10th-ranked North Carolina loses. Again, Hokies got them 80-69. Tech improves to 14-6. And again, the Tar Heels fall to 16-5 on the season. Another upset last night. West Virginia Mountaineers, 7th in the country, traveling to TCU to battle the Horned Frogs. Not a good trip. Mountaineers lose by 9, 82-79. TCU now 15-5. The Mountaineers came out of the poll this week. In fact, today, ranked 7th. They'll probably drop again. They're now 16-4. On the season. A couple other ball games. Ohio State, as expected, defeated Nebraska. Wasn't easy. Beat them by 5, 64-59. Hello, Kathy Sparks. Hello, Zeb Kopus. Hello, Lisa Lale. And hello to Andy Thaxton. Hello to Renee McNeil. Hello to you kids. Hope all's well today. And so, hello to the big man, Zeb Kopus from Sprint. I think he's due to be with us tomorrow here at Chick-fil-A. He and Caleb. Hello to Kathy Sparks. Good morning, Miss Sparks. What a neat lady. So, anyway, that's what's going on in top 25 college basketball. So North Carolina loses at Virginia Tech. West Virginia loses at TCU. Michigan State, by the way, no problem. Illinois beat them by, 13, 87-74. Spartans number 6 in the country. And Ohio State again stays in the win column, going 18-4 with a 5-point win over Nebraska at Columbus last night. Who's playing tonight? Let's run them down for you. We've got top-ranked Villanova hosting Providence. Villanova at 18-1. The new polls are out. We'll tell you about that in a moment. Number 2, Virginia home in Charlottesville at 18-1. The Cavaliers hosting Clemson. Could be an interesting ball game. Clemson 16-3, 18th in the country. They'll play that one tonight in Charlottesville. Another interesting game in the Big 12. 12th-ranked Oklahoma, the Boomer Sooners at 14-4, hosting Kansas. Kansas 5th in the country at 16-3. They'll play that one tonight in Oklahoma. Another interesting game in the Big 12. The Red Raiders of Texas Tech, 14th in the country men's basketball. They're 15-4. Hosting Oklahoma State, who's 13-6. A couple of other ball games. Tennessee at home tonight. The Volunteers at 13-5, 22nd this week in the polls. They're hosting Vanderbilt, team they beat earlier in the season in Nashville. They'll play that one at 7 o'clock tonight at Thompson Bowling Arena. And also 4th-ranked Duke, the Blue Devils, that big announcement earlier in the week. They picked up not 1, not 2, but 3 of the top prospects in the country going forward for Mike Krzyzewski, who just turned 70. 4th-ranked Blue Devils at 17-2 tonight at Wake Forest, an 8-11 ball club in Winston-Salem. Could that be a trap game? Could. I don't think it's going to be a problem for Duke, as again the Blue Devils 4th in the country at 17-2, playing at Wake Forest tonight in men's top 25 college basketball. More recruiting news. 5-star center Moses Brown playing for UCLA, a 7-1 center from Archbishop Malloy High School in New York, named the McDonald's All-American team last week. He chose UCLA over Kentucky, Maryland, and Florida State, so they are needless to say, very excited at UCLA in Los Angeles to pick up a 7-1 center. Moses Brown says he's going to play basketball for the UCLA Bruins going forward. So that's big news for them. NBA last night. We got high school basketball coming up here in just a second. NBA from last night, it goes as follows. One upset, Washington, the Dallas Mavericks in Dallas knock off Washington. Washington, a 26-win team. Mavericks have won 16. They beat them by 23 last night in Dallas. Other winners, Charlotte, 5-point winner over Sacramento. The Hawks, 14-point winner at home over Utah. It was Milwaukee, a 4-point winner at home over Phoenix. The Bulls go into New Orleans and lose by 4. New Orleans got them 132-128 in double overtime. Also last night, Houston goes to 33 wins on the season, defeating Miami 99-90. It was Memphis, a 4-point win over Philadelphia. It was Portland and Denver, the Nuggets, winning that one by 3, and Minnesota won by an 8-point count on the road at Los Angeles last night against the Clippers. Tonight, NBA, it is Cleveland and San Antonio. Got problems in Cleveland. The Cavaliers, big team meeting Saturday after they got blown out by Oklahoma City. And so Kevin Love apparently left the game and left the arena during the game on Saturday. And so he got his urine in chewed by his teammates, called him out, said he was loafing and wasn't all that sick and so on and so forth. So got some personnel problems behind the scenes in Cleveland. The Cavaliers tonight in San Antonio to battle my Spurs. Also tonight, Sacramento at Orlando, Brooklyn at Oklahoma City. New York will be in Golden State to battle the defending world champion Golden State Warriors. And the Boston Celtics in LA to battle the Lakers. Boston with 34 wins, Lakers with 17, but it's still Boston and the Lakers. It won't matter. It'll be a good rivalry game tonight for both of those teams. And of course, you know the score, if you will, down through the years between the Lakers and the Celtics. Always been a very, very tough game. And so, despite the records being lopsided, Boston a much better team. It's still going to be the Lakers and the Celtics tonight in L.A. Men's top 25 college basketball poll. Here we go. Top 10, Villanova, Virginia, Purdue, Duke, Kansas, Michigan State, West Virginia ranked 7th, Xavier ranked 8th, Cincinnati ranked 9th, and North Carolina, the Tar Heels, ranked 10th, but they lose last night again in Blacksburg against Virginia Tech. A couple of newbies. St. Mary's of California ranked 16th this week. The Florida Gators in at number 20. Nevada in at number 23, and Rhode Island cracks the top 25 men's play. They're number 24 this week in the men's top 25 college basketball poll. Then you have for the ladies poll, top 10 goes like this. UConn, Mississippi State after beating Tennessee moves up to number 2. Baylor, Louisville, and the ladies from Notre Dame at number 5. Rounding out the top 10, Texas, Oregon, Florida State, South Carolina, and the Lady Vols in at number 10 this week. And the latest women's college basketball poll, the ladies from West Virginia, by the way, dropping 3. They're down to number 20 this week in the latest women's college basketball poll. High school basketball polls out this week. First off, in the boys, again for what? 4th, 5th consecutive week, not a single team from Northeast Tennessee in the top 10 in any of the 3 classifications. Hello, Darius Hensley. Thank you, my friend, for giving me that great shot yesterday, driving over there and back with you and Mrs. Hensley, and the chance to do what we did yesterday at the Cove. Forever indebted to my buddy Darius Hensley. Great guy. Love him to death. AAA basketball, Bearden number 1, and AA East Nashville's boys at number 1, and single A Lead Academy at number 1 of the state. Again, not a single Northeast Tennessee boys team in the top 10. Girls, different story. Number 1 team in the state in AAA girls, Riverdale. Morristown West at number 7. The Daniel Boone Lady Trailblazers at number 9 this week in the girls AAA basketball poll. So congratulations to Morristown West at number 7. Daniel Boone at number 9. In AA, Upperman at number 1. The South Green Lady Rebels in at number 4 this week in AA basketball. And in single A, Clark Range at number 1 in the state. Last night games, Morristown East beat Cobb County. Chucky Doak in double overtime beat North Green. Hancock County beat Greenback. Hampton's guys beat South Green. And Dobbins Minute held on to beat Johnson County last night in boys play in Tennessee. In Southwest Virginia, winners last night, Honaker beat Patrick Henry. Bland over Chilhowie. John Battle in overtime defeated Lee. You had Holston with a 2-point win over Rye Cove, and Washburn blew out Thomas Walker 70-26 in boys high school basketball last night in our region. For the ladies last night, Chucky Doak beat North Green by 9. It was South Green's ladies over Hampton by 22. Dobbins Minute's ladies defeat Johnson County 62-38. Also last night it was Washburn's ladies defeating Thomas Walker by 1. 33-32. In one game in Southwest Virginia, John Battle's ladies over Lehigh by 22. 5634. Hello to Kimala Williams watching the show. Young lady, thank you. And also the Gator Man, Bobby Dickens, going to be down his store or his shop broadcasting in February, taking the show back to Cherokee Barbershop. Hello to the Gator Man. Hope he's doing well today. And so that's your high school basketball. So we've covered college, pro, and high school. Here's your schedule tonight. Of course, right here, we're going to be broadcasting the Elizabethton Sullivan East boys game beginning at 7:45 tonight from Elizabethton. Other games tonight, Daniel Boone at Cherokee. These are all doubleheaders, by the way, boys and girls. Boone at Cherokee, Dobbins Minute at Jeff County, Happy Valley at Sullivan Central, Kachia tonight at Sullivan North, Sullivan South at Unicoi County, Tennessee High here in Johnson City to battle Science Hill, University High plays at Tri-Cities Christian, in Southwest Virginia, East Side at J.I. Burton, Gate City at Y Central. Also tonight you have in girls and guys, Lehigh and Abington to battle the Falcons, Ridgeview at John Battle, Rycove at Castlewood, and Twin Springs, the Fighting Titans will be at Thomas Walker tonight to battle that basketball team, boys and girls doubleheader. Quick break, we'll be right back. We is live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City, the home of the Egg White Grill in the mornings and chicken tortilla soup in the afternoon. And of course, those great salads folks are enjoying, the Cobb salad, the market salad, and the Southwest chicken salad, getting ready for springtime. Some folks being weight conscious, want to eat healthy, and from watching the weight, getting ready for the summertime, springtime. You can't go wrong with these three great salads you've got here again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Quick break, we'll be right back. We'll be joined by Ryan Presnell. He's going to join us, the baseball coach. He's going to join us again, let us know what's happening with the auction from last night, or actually from Saturday night, the baseball auction, which I was there. Hello, Ms. Vega, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Just fine. I saw you sing a couple weeks ago on video. You did good. You and Richard singing like birds. So we're going to be joined by Ryan Presnell coming up in a few minutes. Also, Hank Brown from We Run Events. We'll do that as well. And we'll take a quick break. Be right back. We're here live at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Show number 672 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Do you like pulled pork? At Phil's, the pulled pork is cooked low and slow. We cook it all night, but we serve it fast. Our pulled pork is hickory smoked, tender and juicy. We serve the pork either as a sandwich on a bun or platter style with garlic toast. And don't forget to try our pork wings. They taste like a cross between ham and our sweet ribs. It comes as a meal, as an add-on, or part of our meat sampler platters. Pulled pork and pork wings. Just two great reasons to stop by Phil's Dream Pit. Eastern Star exit off I-26, 349-6437. Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
We're back live again. Thanks for being with us. We're live here again at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City on this Tuesday. We'll be here tomorrow as well. Thursday at Champion Chevrolet. Friday at Food City, the Volunteer Parkway. Monday we'll be in the We'll be in the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building getting ready for It's Bristol, baby, NASCAR, the Food City 500, 82 days away. Can't wait. So we're going to be broadcasting live from the studio. I'm saying the studio from the lobby on Monday, the Bruton Smith Building. Hey, let's go to the Vonies there. We got a chance to hang with him on Saturday night. What an event. What a phenomenal event put together by he and the staff and the parents. And we're talking to Ryan Presley, the baseball coach at Elizabethton. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm great, Tom. Sun's shining. Got mid-40s. Good baseball weather.
Mid-40s, good baseball weather. Exactly right. So let's talk about the auction. Give proper kudos to the proper folks because it was a phenomenal event. Raised a lot of money, and it was just a fun evening. Tell us about it.
Well, if I really got into thinking everybody contribute to that thing, I don't think you've got enough time left on the show today, Tom. But, we really like to put on a professional auction. I think a lot of people hear that it's a fundraiser auction, so they think they're going to come in and see, 15 or 20 baskets in the corner and maybe auction off a firearm of some sort, which seems to be a big item a lot. But we really do put on what's a professional auction. And the amount of money we raise, I think, would be a professional amount. So we bring in Royston Auctions. He does a great job consulting for us before we put together the final product about what's selling right now and what's not. And we have parents go out and just absolutely beat the sidewalks down with get items for the auction from local businesses. And Jay's Corner and Chick-fil-A of Elizabethton do a great job of catering the event. So it's just a really professional event that's even if you don't buy anything, to come in for $5 and eat dinner and see what we do and what we put together is pretty interesting. Auction off safari to Africa, stuff like that. I mean, it's just an incredible event. Really proud of our community. Our community really comes around us to support us. And it's nice to have folks come to a game, but it takes a lot of money to put a good product out there and give the kids what they need to be successful. And we don't spoil our kids rotten. They work for everything they get, but to put your support on a cold January day to come down that evening and spend your hard-earned cash means a lot to us. So a lot of people to thank, and if folks are listening and contributed, it really does go to a lot of good for our kids.
Coming up in just a few minutes, going to be joined by Hank Brown. We run events for 2018. Our running guru here in the Tri-Cities is going to join us. Top of the hour, talking some NASCAR with Mike Hedrick, NASCAR fans reporter. And then a little bit later in the show, we'll go live to Charlotte. Jeff Birchfield's there with the Johnson City Press covering the NASCAR media tour. He's there amongst the drivers. We're going to get a live bird's eye report from him coming up a little bit later in the show. Coach, we're going to be there March 13th, starting with that big ball game against, I believe, Sullivan Central. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but we got that first game on March the 13th. Can't wait. Chick-fil-A and Elizabethton is going to be one of our big sponsors, but we're going to be doing 20-plus games in the tournament, and I know for me personally, got a chance to do it with you last year, and I'm very, very excited to put the headsets back on and call baseball. We're going to be calling Elizabethton basketball tonight against Sullivan East, but looking forward to Cyclone baseball this year. Should be a lot of fun.
I am too. We've got a lot coming back, but a lot of people look and say, "Well, you didn't lose many guys." Well, the guys we did lose had a lot of production, half our innings, half our RBIs, and half our hits. So we're going to have to find ways to replace what it is we've lost, and the leadership aspect of those four guys is just incredible. So we're going to work really hard to replace those guys. And there's only one thing I can guarantee you being a high school coach. Our guys will play hard, and they'll play the game the right way, and they're going to respect the game, the fans, the opponents, those are the things that we are guaranteed to do. You know, I'm not a college coach. You get in the college business, you got to start looking at wins and losses pretty heavy. You're not going to be in a job for long. Being a high school coach, I'm afforded the opportunity by a great administration over here to just focus on the kids and their development and well-being as a young men. So I guarantee if you come watch us, you'll have a good experience. You'll enjoy watching our kids play and interacting with our fans, and especially listening to that quality broadcast from Tom Taylor Sports.
Well, I appreciate it. You're very kind. It's just fun to call. Last year we had a blast on it. Can't wait to do it again this year. And, Coach, I know you're teaching class. Let you get back at it. We'll talk to you again soon. And what is I'm learning to say? Cyclone Nation, is that right?
No, Cyclone Pride, Tom.
I still haven't learned that, Cyclone Pride. But we've got it, and we're looking forward to being there tonight calling basketball. And hey, I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thanks, Tom.
Yep, good man right there, Coach Ryan Presnell. Appreciate him at Cyclone Pride. I guess I need to learn that, don't I? So, anyway, we're looking forward to being over there again, broadcasting tonight. As a matter of fact, we've got Elizabeth and Cyclone basketball, big Three Rivers Conference showdown, as we've got the Sullivan East Patriots coming to town from John Dyer's outstanding program, went to the state tournament a year ago. Big matchup in the Three Rivers Conference. We've kind of turned the corner and heading down the home stretch to the end of the regular season. We've got that game tonight. Got a game Friday night, Happy Valley, a doubleheader Friday night, guys and girls. Then we got a game in February, Sullivan Central. And then we're going to jump in and call the entire tournament, the district tournament, which will be at John Treadway Gymnasium in Elizabeth. And so basketball tonight, right around 7:45. We'll tip it up and get after it, or bring you the pregame, I should say. Tip it up right around 8 o'clock. The Cyclones and the East Patriots, big matchup, as we said, in the Three Rivers Conference race in boys basketball here in the great state of Tennessee, and specifically Northeast Tennessee. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll come right back, and we'll go from talking baseball in Elizabethton to running with Hank Brown, WeRunEvents.com. Love this guy. I have the honor of working with him every year. The Crazy Eights Road Race in July, which, if you look on the calendar, it's not that far away for July, which means hot, steamy, humid weather, which I'm all about that. I'm over the cold. I'm done with that. But, again, Hank Brown joins us coming up next. Top of the hour, Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. Then a little bit later on, we'll be joined by Jeff Birchfield live from Charlotte on the NASCAR media tour. He's there on site amongst the journalists and the media folks, and so we'll get a bird's eye report there, what's going on in Charlotte. Also, of course, we have a little bit later on, we got some baseball news. Yu Darvish, J.D. Martinez and the Red Sox. Hugh Darvish with could it be the Milwaukee Brewers? We got some other movement going on as well, Major League Baseball. Tell you about that a little bit later on in the show as well. Quick break. Hank Brown next here on show number 672, live from Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City, on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here are the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance. We follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-Fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-Fil-A. Chick-Fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Hank Brown from We Run Events, WeRunEvents.com. As a matter of fact, love working with this gentleman. I work for him every July, the second Saturday. This year it's going to be July 14th, the Crazy Eights Road Race, the granddaddy of them all. And, of course, between now and then, there's lots of events. And let's go to the phone. Good morning, my good friend. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm just fine. Thanks again.
Appreciate
Yeah, I love having you on the show, and I appreciate you wanting to be on the show. So thanks very, very much.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. We're always glad to talk about running in the area and the events that are coming up.
Yeah, let's start with the Beast Half Marathon Series presented by Bill Gatton Honda. What's this all about?
Well, this has become a very popular series. We call it the Beast because participants have to finish 5 half marathons in the calendar year, and they have to do all 5. They can't say, well, I'm going to do 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5. They have to do all 5. And it runs from, we start out with the Bristol half and half marathon here in Bristol, Tennessee, Virginia, and then we go way up to Berks Garden, Virginia, and run the Varmint half marathon. That's in June. And we do the Bluegrass half marathon in September, the Haunted half marathon in October, and we finish up with the BAE Veterans Day half marathon in early November. So that's 5 kind of grueling half marathons that people do throughout the year. And so if they do all 5 of them, we call them a Beast, and they'll get a special medal and T-shirt. And we're really happy to have Bill Gatton Honda as our presenting sponsor for this series this year. That's their new sponsor, so we really appreciate them. So registration is open for that. You can go to our website. It's free to enter the series. Of course, you have to pay for each race you run, but the series itself is free, and that's made possible because of Bill Gatton Honda and We Run Events.
Our buddy Trace Bratton, and he's a great guy and a big proponent of running. I think he's a runner himself, is he not?
Oh yeah, Trace's a good runner. Yeah, he's good athlete all the way around. He and I talk back and forth. He played basketball, baseball, all that stuff, kind of like I did when I was younger. But he's a good runner.
You got it. I just saw him on our tablet, our Sprint tablet we got recently, that there's a beautiful young lady watching the show. Her name is Natalie Whitlock, and she says, "Hi, Tom," and "Hi, Hank," which is your beautiful bride. So hello, Miss Natalie, and we're going to get her on the show coming up here in the future, too. So we're talking to Hank Brown, WeRunEvents.com. Bristol half and half marathon training kickoff coming up at the end of the month on January the 30th, next week, as a matter of fact. Tell me about it. What's this all about?
Yeah, this we started this last year again. Well, talk about Natalie. This is her brainchild. The Bristol half and half marathon is in April 21st this year, and so last year we wanted to, do a few extra things for the race, and so we decided to do a training program for people that, maybe are running 5Ks or something like that, but wanted to, up their mileage and try to run a half marathon. And we had a really good success with this program last year, and had, great group leaders, and everyone that did the program really enjoyed it. So we're going to do it again with kickoff on January 30th. Again, you can register on the website for it. And when you register for the program, that gets you into the race. So it's a pretty good deal. We're pretty excited about it. It's a really nice program.
We're talking to Hank Brown. Coming up top of the hour, we'll talk NASCAR with Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. Again, we're live here at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City today and tomorrow. 2 days this week at the Chicken Coop, as we call it. Thursday will be at Champion Chevrolet, and Friday will be at Food City in the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol. Hank, first event coming up, We Run Events. Everything on the website, by the way, WeRunEvents.com, is the Run Amok 5K in Bristol on February the 27th. Tell us about this event.
Well, this is kind of a group run. It's kind of, we don't do any mini races in the winter, thank goodness, because it's so cold. You and I were talking earlier. We're ready for the warm weather, but we got some, races. We crank up pretty hard and heavy there in March, so we wanted to do a kind of a free timed run there in February to test everything out and get our crew, back trained up and ready to go. And so we're going to do this free run, call it the Run Amok 5K in Bristol. This is also part of the Bristol Half and Half training program. We allow the participants to come. It helps them to get times every so often just to see, how they're progressing with the training. But this is free to anyone, open to anyone to come. This is just presented by We Run Events. And, we will set up our equipment there at Elder Brew there in Bristol and go out for a 5K run, and everybody will get their time and hopefully stick around. We'll have a good time.
This is just getting started, of course, because as the months go on, there'll be more and more events, and it really starts rocking and rolling, as you said, in February, running all the way through the Christmas season this year with some different events all throughout the year. We're going to be promoting Hank and Natalie and We Run events all throughout the year. Last one on March the 3rd here in Johnson City, the Run for Your Buns 5K. Tell me about this event coming up on March the 3rd.
Yeah, we do a lot of events with the Goose Chase and Karen Hubbs and her organization. We always like working with them. They do a super job in all of their events. So this one is the second year for this. Called Run for Your Buns. It's for colon health awareness, and I think March is colorectal cancer awareness month. So they do this event on March 3rd at Franklin Woods Community Hospital. Really, really nice event. I mean, anything that Goose Chase does is just first class. So that's going to be a really nice one. There are already over 100 people signed up for that. So we're expecting a really good crowd. And that's a good one to get started with. It's a really nice event to kind of start the season with.
Last question before I let you go. We're talking to Hank Brown, and this gentleman will know because he is, we can't thank you enough, the Tri-Cities community, for you and Natalie, for what you've done for running down through the years. So you got somebody out there, 2018, says, all right, one of my New Year's resolutions, I want to either start walking or running or both. I like to run in some of these 5Ks. Tell me how we get started. We take little steps. We walk first, get a pair of shoes, and walk a mile a day or a half mile a day. How do we get started and do it right and do it safely?
Well, that's a great question, and I've always said that running or walking is the easiest sport or activity to get started into. And it's like, I've played a lot of sports, like golf, tennis, baseball, whatever, you name it. And if you decided, I want to go out and play golf, well, it's not so easy just to go out. You have to have clubs, you have to have tee time, and you go out there and you shoot about 200 and lose about 20 golf balls. That's not much fun. Just to get started playing golf. But, if you want to go out and run or walk, all you got to do is buy a pair of shoes, go out your back door and go around the neighborhood. And as you said, you start with, little steps, run a little, walk a little. Next time you go out, you maybe go a little farther and run a little more, walk a little less. And that's the easiest way to get started. And there's a lot of groups around the area that are very helpful. And we'd be glad to, if someone wants to contact us, we'd be glad to hook them up with, a group in their area. I know John City, Bristol, and Kingsport, all three have some great running groups that are very helpful to new people, or just someone that wants to find a group to run with. A lot of people don't like to run by themselves, especially in the wintertime when it gets dark. And a lot of the ladies probably shouldn't be, and some people shouldn't be out, running by themselves in the dark. So it's good to have a group to run with, and there's a lot of really good running groups, training groups in the area, and we'd be glad to help people find the right group for them.
There you go. This guy's like an ambassador, obviously, for running. How many years you been involved in running around here in the Tri-Cities?
Oh, gosh. I guess I started way back in the 6th, 7th grade. Mm-hmm. we won't say when that was. But, I've been doing this, if my math is right, 40, 50 years. Mm-hmm. In some form or another. And as far as timing, managing races, probably since the late 80s, early 90s. And we run events. We formally started it up, I think 2009, 2010. And so in some form or fashion, a long time. We'll just leave it at that.
There you go. And we're glad you and Natalie are still going strong and still promoting running here in the Tri-Cities. So, hey, have a great day. Thanks for your time, and I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Hey, thank you, Tom. We appreciate all you do for us, and we look forward to hanging out with you, sweating a little bit at Crazy 8, July 14th.
It'll be here before you know it, my friend. I promise you. So,
yeah.
You got it. Hank Brown, WeRunEvents.com. Great job. Have a great day, my friend. Appreciate you.
Thank you. You too.
Yep. Great man right there. Love that guy. That guy's awesome. I'm telling you, he loves to promote running. You heard how easy it is, and he's probably right. A pair of shoes, walking shoes. You can't take off running a marathon the first day. Set a goal. If you've not done any walking at all, get your odometer in your vehicle in your neighborhood or whatever and say, okay, I'm going to do a half a mile walk up, half a mile walk back home. Or go to a track, lots of tracks around the area, around the schools, and say, okay, today I'm going to walk one lap. I don't know if I can get to one lap, but I'm going to set a goal for one lap. Maybe you can already do more than that to start with. I don't know what kind of shape you're in, but today I'm going to do one lap or whatever. Okay, I'm going to do, the next day I'm going to do one lap. Then the next day I'm going to do a lap and a half. Then I'm going to do 2 laps. And inch by inch, anything's a cinch. So that's how you do it. And if you want to start jogging, kick it in from walking to jogging, then you jog a lap. And then the next day you jog 2 laps. So it is not that hard to do. You just have to pace yourself. You got to obviously be disciplined and not give up and say, I'm going to do this. I'm tougher than a pine knot and stubborn as a bank mule, and I'm going to do this. So that's what it's all about. Again, hello to Drew Bedard, who's a birthday boy today. Again, we'll be there on Monday in the lobby of the Bruton Smith building. We'll present his birthday present then. He's having a birthday today. Love this guy. He is. There's several people I can point to for success of this show, he being one of those. And so hello to Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll be there Monday broadcasting live in the lobby at the Bruton Smith building because we're getting close. It's getting close, baby, to go racing in NASCAR. Speaking of, we're going to go to the top of the hour here in about 5 minutes, come out of the break. We'll check in with our buddy Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, who was gracious enough to step aside yesterday when we were live with the Cove in Black Mountain, North Carolina, talking to Evangelist Will Graham and some of the other folks. By the way, they've got classes tonight, the 23rd, at Elizabeth Chapel United Methodist Church in Bluff City. Also Central Baptist Church tonight in Johnson City. First Broad Street United Methodist Church tonight in downtown Kingsport. What is it we're talking about? These are the Christian Life and Witness courses, open to everybody. No registration, no cost. The Billy Graham Evangelistic Association passes out the material. You get to keep the material. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And so the sessions are the latest in a lineup of celebration-related events, which will culminate with a 3-day outreach at Freedom Hall here in Johnson City, April the 27th, 28th, and 29th, with Will Graham, the evangelist, coming to town. We had him on the show yesterday. And so these are called the Christian Life and Witness course, open to everybody. No registration needed. There is no cost to attend. Classes begin again. It's a 3-week training course, and so it's at different churches around the area. You had some churches last night in Bristol and Jonesboro presenting the same courses, so you couldn't get there last night. Tonight you can be, again, your options are Central Baptist here in Johnson City, First Broad United Methodist in Kingsport, Elizabeth Elizabeth Chapel United Methodist Church in Bluff City. I think everything starts at, I want to say 7 o'clock. Let's see if it says that on here. I'm pretty sure it says 7 o'clock. And if you need more information, go to the website at tcrcelebration.org. And so a personal thrill for me yesterday, no question, getting a chance to talk to evangelist Will Graham, the grandson of Billy Graham. And I'm telling you, the guys is down home. After the show, we went and had lunch there at the Cove and sit down and talk with him. And hello, Susan Bishop. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you. You're a sweetheart. And so I had a chance to sit down with Will and had lunch with him. The guy is as cool as a cucumber. I mean, he works on cars. When he's not on the road, he just got back from Scotland preaching a crusade there, or a celebration. Gets back in town, he said, man, he said, I like to turn the wrench and turn the ratchets. So he works on cars just for something to do. He changes his own oil in his cars. I thought it was pretty cool, and I'm thinking, I don't know what his income level is, but I'm sure he could probably buy Jiffy Lube, I would think. But he opts. He's very down home and humble. And so, he goes out, and he was raised to do those kind of things, and he changes his own oil in his car and his wife's car. I thought that was pretty cool. It may not mean anything to you, but I thought, I just found that very interesting, very humbling, that Will Graham, the evangelist, travels all over the world, comes back home and gets out there and works on cars when he's got a little spare time, and changes his car's oil and his wife's car's oil. I just thought that was cool. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. We'll go to the top of the hour. Hour number 1 of the books. Next, we will check in with our buddy Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. Again, not much with the NFL. There has been some coaching changes. Minnesota Vikings offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur, now the new coach of the New York Giants. Steve Wilkes, the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. And Hugh Jackson is going to hand off the offensive play calling for the Cleveland Browns to former Pittsburgh offensive coordinator Todd Haley. And that's NFL news. That's all you're getting on this one. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll talk NASCAR. My man, can't wait, Mike Hedrick joins us next year on show number 672 on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications, in 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE master technicians here. With the ratio, it goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop, so it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitat, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
And we're back with the Tom Baylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Mike Hedrick in Northern Virginia, the NASCAR fans reporter. And good afternoon, my friend. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, and it's good to be on here. And if you got to get bumped from your show, getting bumped by Billy Graham's grandson is the way to go. And I got to tell you, Tom, I like everything we do on the show. I like watching. I love all the sports. I have to say that is one of some of the greatest minutes of broadcasting that I've seen on your show. And really, I hope you cut that down and have Will Graham, where he just gives the open invitation to the people that are watching right there. It touched me so much when he gave the, asked them to do pretty much the sinner's prayer at the end. I recited every single word right along with him, had tears in my eyes, knees on the ground, and hands up in the air. Tom, that was really a wonderful moment yesterday.
Yes, it was. And, of course, I'm still trying to get my arms around it because, you just go from pillar to post, and I haven't really sat down and had a chance to kind of focus and kind of soak it all in. But, nobody else has ever done this. They asked me to come over and do a show over there, and then to have him come and sit down and then, as you said, talk about the Lord and then look into the camera and invite you to become a Christian. I can't wait till I get to heaven. Maybe before then, somebody will come up and say, hey, remember that time you had Will Graham on? Because of that, I asked the Lord into my heart. I'm walking the streets of gold. So it was for a personal, that was a personal high for me. You and I have talked about this. I've been doing this 40-some years, and I've been to the mountaintop now, my friend, hanging out with Will Graham. And the only thing that could really top it for me is to go see, and of course you can't at this point, meet Dr. Graham or even Charles Stanley. And at that point, you could just shoot me and like an old bum racehorse, put me out of my misery. But anyway, thank you, and I do appreciate you again being willing to step aside for a very, very special moment. It was funny, the headsets didn't work yesterday. They were working perfectly. I went on the air, they went out. I guess that was a chance to try and stump me and upset me, but I kept on trucking. Got done with the show. Before I packed up the equipment, Mike, I fired this thing back up. It worked perfectly. So there was a reason why the headset didn't work, but did it stop us? Nope. Just like show number 666, did I stop the show? No. We quoted, thanks to you, Revelation 20:10. So, no, we just keep on keeping on, my friend, and you're my buddy for life. I'm telling you that. You're a class act. I appreciate you very, very much. So, thank you for your kind words. And let's talk a little NASCAR. Premium ride for Danica Patrick. Again, she will be in the Daytona 500 in 25 days. Tell me about it.
Well, we kind of figured it was going to happen, but Danica Patrick, we're learning this from NASCAR Bob Pockrass, that Danica Patrick will drive for Premium Motorsports and is going to have Tony Eury Jr. as her crew chief for her final race. Now, she's going to be in the number 7 car and use that team's charter. They were the number 15 car last year, but this gets her a guaranteed spot in the field. Now, Danica said, now, quote, it'll be great to be back in the GoDaddy green, driving the number 7 with Tony Jr. in my ear, she said, especially to make her last NASCAR race, great. Now, Premium Motorsports, not a lot of people know about them. They were 34th in the team owner standings last year, but don't count them out. Michael Waltrip drove for him last year in the Daytona 500, and he came in 8th place. So Danica's got a good shot of going in there and having not just a good finish, but maybe even winning the thing. And as you said, the big question you brought up is, what if Danica wins the Daytona 500? That qualifies her into the playoffs. So we don't know what would happen right there. That's a great question. Would GoDaddy want to sponsor her to continue? Would Premium go ahead and put her in the seat? A lot of questions. But, yeah, we knew that once you got a sponsor, especially big as GoDaddy, you were going to get a ride in there. A lot of the good rides are taken up. But I think she's in a good car, and I think she's got a shot at this race.
Well, and I'll take one step further because you made a great point. What if she does top 5? What if she really runs good, she qualifies good, sets on the pole, ends up having a top 5 finish, or even wins the thing? I would think GoDaddy and somebody's going to go, if we don't put out a little money for this lady for a couple of races on into the season, maybe Atlanta, maybe Bristol, maybe Texas, first go around, wherever, we're probably going to be missing the boat. So her success can really create some interesting scenarios for these teams, in particular Premium Ride and GoDaddy.com, her sponsors. So she will be at Daytona. She's 25 days out from doing that. Of course, she's going good, but Mike, BK Racing's got some big money troubles. What's going on there?
Yeah, this is a tough one here. NASCAR is reporting, and this is a tough one, that BK Racing has definitely big money troubles. Union Bank and Trust in North Carolina has filed a lawsuit claiming ownership of 2 of NASCAR's charters that are originally owned by BK Racing. One of those is run by Front Row Motorsports. Now, BK Racing, we know that they're in the Monster Cup Series in the number 83 and the 23 car, and Front Row Motorsports runs the 34 and the 38. That's David Reagan and Michael McDowell. The bank has even gone to the court and had the federal judge say that they want to take over all of the team's assets, and the bank alleges that BK Racing owes the bank $7 million in unpaid loans. BK Racing also owes $210,000 were seized by North Carolina for unpaid taxes. $1.59 million is still owed to an engine supplier, and almost $700,000 in federal liens on them. So that's really tough for them. But the big question is, who has rights to those two charters? Those things are like gold in NASCAR, and they actually mean, like we said before, you get a guaranteed starting spot in the race. Now, will BK Racing, who seems to be out of money, be able to keep one of them? And what happens to that one that went to Front Row Motorsports and the charter that they just got from BK Racing? At this late in date, I don't know that I would see NASCAR take that charter back away, but it looks like to me that BK Racing is going to wind up owing that money, whatever they sold or leased that to Front Row. They're going to owe that to the bank too. So big trouble for that racing organization, and that's tough to see in our sport. We know how much things cost. But we hate to see a team get backed up and have those kinds of problems. But they got big problems.
Especially 3 weeks from the Daytona 500. So now you got your drivers Michael McDowell and David Reagan going, is we or ain't we going to have a ride? So, and then who gets the charters? I mean, it gets into a legal snafu that, who owns these charters? NASCAR? Okay. But they sold them with good intentions to these teams, and they have them in their possession. But now the bank has the teams. So who has the charters? Can some of these other teams step up and say, we'll pay for the charter if we can buy the charter? So there's some legal snafus here all the way around. This can get really interesting before the start of the season. Unfortunately, it's tough news for those two drivers and their teams. Obviously, Mike Hedrick, a big question mark around those two teams moving forward. What do you do right now? I mean, you're 3 weeks out. Do you go on to Daytona and prepare as if you're going to run? Do you have to sit back and wait? If you have to wait, obviously it puts you behind the 8 ball as the other teams head off to Daytona and start testing, getting ready. So there's it's like a ripple effect. Throw that rock in the pond. There's a lot of ripples going on here for this team, this BK Racing team.
Yeah, it is. I think at Front Row Motorsports, I think that they should just keep going along with their plan. They've got good drivers with Michael McDowell and David Reagan. They lined up more sponsors for Michael McDowell today with Love's moving over to them. If I were them, I would go, hey, possession is 9/10 of the law. We got the charter. That's something between who sold it to me. But, hey, that could go any which way, and we'll keep an eye on that for the fans and let everybody know which way that's going. But big question here right before the beginning of the season, like you said.
You got it. We're talking to Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter, live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City today and tomorrow. Latest sponsors and latest drivers. What do you got for us?
Well, most of the drivers have got themselves in a good spot right now. What's happening now is the sponsors are starting to land themselves. We talked the other day how David Reagan had added Shriners Hospital, but he's also added 1000bulbs.com. Jamie McMurray and Kyle Larson have added DC Solar to a bunch of their races. Now, DC Solar had been with Ganassi in the Xfinity Series and still will be, but is with those guys in the Cup. Ryan Blaney and the Wood Brothers have added Dex Racing. And on both of them, because Ryan Blaney, we know he's with Penske, but Dex Racing is going to be with both of those two different organizations. STP comes back to the King and Darrell Wallace Jr. Brad Keselowski adds Horizon Global Corporation for a few races. The big ones here right now, the Hendricks Motorsports have signed another multi-year, multi-car deal with Kelley Blue Book. And just announced today, Eric Jones, who drives the number 20, Joe Gibbs Racing, they've announced all of his sponsors are going to be DeWalt, Reese's Fine Food, Sports Clip Haircuts, and Circle K. So everything's kind of coming together for these teams. The sponsors are jumping on board just exactly the way you want us to go here. 25 days here till the Daytona 500. So it's coming out. I can feel it building already there, Tom.
You got it. Hello to Betty Perry, by the way, our buddy that go to church with them, Elizabethan, and again, I hope she got a chance to watch Will Graham yesterday, and we're going to put that on a podcast like Mike suggested. So I don't know how you do that. I'll let Jeremiah do that and put it in the podcast form, the 8 or 10 minutes that, again, you had Will Graham giving a challenge and leading folks to the sinner's prayer, And so we're going to have that on the podcast. I'm going to work on that and get that done so anybody can go back and watch Will Graham. And thought it was really cool. He said when he gets to heaven, the guy he wants to meet is not Moses and not Noah, of course, the Lord himself, but the one he wants to meet is Samuel. He said, I don't think it'll be a very long line to meet Samuel. He said, I want to go meet Samuel. I thought, this guy's just really, really cool. It's so humble and down home. And as I said earlier, the guy changes his oil in his car and his wife's car. This is Billy Graham's grandson. So, and when he comes off the road, he likes to work on cars. And so I asked him if he was interested in coming to Bristol to watch a little racing at the world's last great Coliseum. And he grinned real big, said, love to. So we may see him. And he also told me, which I thought was cool, he said, I'm a bow tie guy. He said, I love Chevrolets. So it was really cool. Will Graham yesterday again at the Cove, and I'm not going to stop talking about it because the show was over from yesterday. But anyway, cool stuff. And so we want to say hello to Betty Perry. Hope you got a chance to watch him yesterday and all the folks. And if you didn't, you can go back. The show's archived. You go back and, what was it, Mike, about 3/4 of the way through the show, I guess, about 12, right around 12:30 on the show. You can just scroll across the timeline and click on and watch Will Graham. It's pretty cool stuff. They're going to be rappelling off the side of Bristol Motor Speedway. This what's this all about? It's a fundraiser. This is pretty cool coming up in April. What's going on?
So you want a Spider-Man down the Bristol Tower? Well, everybody's going to get their chance because on Saturday, April 7th, the YWCA and the Bristol chapter of the Speedway's Children's Charity are partnering out for Over the Edge. Now, this is going to be the first time participants are going to have their chance to be like Spider-Man and transverse down the side. That means rappelling. You're going to go down the 10-story iconic Bristol Tower. Now, Aunt Claudia, excuse me, I should say Claudia Bird, the executive director of Bristol's chapter of Speedway's Children's Charity, said, and I'll quote, "We're always looking for new ways to build awareness in the county and generate funds for the children in need in this region." So they're going to be getting this thing going. Over the Edge Productions is who's running this thing. 85 individuals who raised up $1,500 are going to be able to Spider-Man over the side of the 10-story Bristol iconic tower. Tom, if you want to do it, I'll chip in there for you, buddy.
You know, I may do that. No, wait a minute. What am I saying here? Nope. Let me take that back. Maybe not. No. Would you do it?
You can. Worms everywhere there, Tom.
Would you do it? Would you go off the side, 10 stories up?
I would pull the one-legged excuse. Hey, you know, I'm a one-legged man. It'd fall off, and I'm a foot short. I'm a foot short to be able to do that, Tom.
All right. How about if I just say I'm a scaredy cat? Is that okay? I'm a nanny. My girls call me a nanny anyway.
Well, you can do that. We should probably chip in and get birthday boy Drew Bedard. Now, that's who we all probably would like to see going over there. And we probably could get everybody to chip in on a GoFundMe to watch Drew go over the edge.
I think we ought to get that rolling to do a fundraiser to raise some money for Speedway Children's Charities. Let's get Drew Bedard to rappel down the side of the tower of Bristol Motor Speedway. I may make a call to Logan and get
Spider-Man outfit. In a Spider-Man outfit.
Hey, spandex.
He's killing us. We're
in trouble.
We're fired.
Yeah, we're in deep. We're fired. Yeah, we're toast. So anyway, it's going to be good. And last but not least, it's about Bristol Motor Speedway, not necessarily about NASCAR, but it has been announced there is another college football game in the works. They're working behind the scenes to bring another big game to the world's last great Coliseum. I don't know who's involved. I know they're talking to several teams, and I think it's a really cool thing. And it was a great event for the world's largest college football game, first time out. If you could, I'm going to ask you in closing here, draw it up. If you could pick any two teams that you think would sell this place out, who do you think? Forget home and away rivalries. You say, I got two teams coming to Bristol Motor Speedway to play football in the future. Who would you go out and get?
Wow. I'm not a super big college fan, but I think you stick with, some of the teams that are in your region. I think you put Tennessee and West Virginia. We had Tennessee go against Virginia Tech. I thought that was a good matchup. I think West Virginia would like to have their crack at Tennessee right there. What do you think about that matchup?
That's not a bad matchup. In fact, interestingly enough, they're playing each other to start the season this year at the Belk Bowl in Charlotte. So they're going to play each other this year for sure. So that may be one down the road. I'm thinking, this is crazy, but I'm thinking outside of the box. What about Nick Saban, Alabama, against Urban Meyer and Ohio State? Put them in Bristol Motor Speedway and Alabama. Of course, I don't know whether these schools will come off campus to do that, but I think if you wave enough money in front of them, they go, okay. Plus the international exposure of the world's college football game, trying to break the attendance record by one person from the first time. So Alabama, Ohio State, I don't know. Pick another one. Clemson, Alabama, Georgia and somebody. Maybe, I don't know, Michigan. And what would really be cool if you get Michigan, Ohio State to come off their campuses and come play at Bristol. I don't know if that all happened, but it is confirmed. They are in the process of trying to nail down another game for the future for college football to play at Bristol Motor Speedway. I guess Battle of Bristol Part 2, I guess what you call it. So, anyway, Drew Bedard, what do you want to leave us with, my friend? I'm Drew Bedard. That's the birthday boy. Mike Hedrick, what do you want to leave us with today, my friend?
Hey, I'm going to leave. Yesterday, when Mr. Will Graham was on there, you asked him what was the Bible verse that was in his head, and he actually read it out. And so I liked it, and I wrote it down. And it's, you said that he wanted to meet Samuel. Well, Samuel was the verse. It was 1 Samuel 3:19, and basically it says, "So Samuel grew, and the Lord was with him, and let none of his words fall to the ground." So even though that the Lord had your microphone, the devil might have cut out your microphone, those words went right out to everybody. The Lord's words do not go out and come back void. Tom, that was an awesome show yesterday. It's an honor to be on here with you, buddy.
Thank you. I'm honored to have you with me because you do a superb job. Take care. I'll talk to you Friday. We'll do it all over again, all right?
All right. God bless everybody real good, everybody. Woohoo!
Screen Taters. There's my man, Mike Hedrick, NASCAR fan reporter from Northern Virginia, and doing a fantastic job. We appreciate him very much. We're live here at Chick-fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. And so, yes, Jeff Birchfield, here it is. Here's the newspaper article. Another, see if I can do it right. Yep. Another Battle of Bristol coming back, football coming back to Bristol Motor Speedway. We'll have more to say about that Monday. We're going to be broadcasting live from the lobby of the Bruton Smith Building, as we'll be inside of 80 days to go racing for the Food City 500. And, of course, you can get your tickets at 2 locations. Obviously, at Food City, here it is. You can buy your tickets for less at Food City. And when you do, you get yourself 500 value points every time you buy a ticket at Bristol Motor Speedway for every ticket. Food City 500 tickets are $50 for adults, $10 for kids 12 and under. Of course, that's on April the 15th, tax day. April the 14th, on that Saturday, you have the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300 and the Zombie Auto 125. It's a doubleheader. $30 tickets for adults on that day, and kids 12 and under get in free on the Xfinity Series on April the 14th. And then April the 15th, the Food City 500. Jimmy Johnson back in to defend his crown for the Xfinity races, the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300. Eric Jones back to defend his crown. And, of course, the Zombie Auto 125. Harrison Burton, the son of Jeff Burton, legendary driver for NASCAR. He will be, again, back to defend his crown in that particular race. So if you're interested, stop by, and every ticket you purchase at Food City gets you 500 additional value points on your Food City value card. So you can do some mathematics here. For every 150 points, you get 15 cents off on the fill up of the Food City Gas and Go. So if you get 500 points, 150 goes into 500 3 times. So you get 3 gas visits per ticket. So if you buy 2 tickets, you're going to get 6 gas visits, because you get 1,000 points, 500 points per ticket when you buy your tickets from Food City. So, and they're available at all Food Cities. We'll be at Food City on Friday at Food City on Volunteer Parkway. In fact, some of the folks from Bristol Motor Speedway will come by and talk with us on that day. We're looking forward to hanging out with Drew, and some of the folks will be coming by. Drew Bedard, again, having a birthday today. Again, the Senior Vice President of Brand Management for Bristol Motor Speedway. He is a birthday boy today. Before we go to the break, we got Jeff Birchfield coming up here in just a second. Coming up here in just a few minutes, I should say. Also, by the way, if you want to go through the Bristol Motor Speedway and buy season tickets, that's the way to go, too. If you get season tickets, that's season tickets for both races. That would be, of course, the Food City 500 and the Fitzgerald Glider Kids 300 and the Zombie Auto 125. It's a triple header racing in the spring and in the fall. Of course, you get racing for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 200. No, not the O'Reilly. I'm sorry. The UNOH 200 for the truck race, Camping World Truck Series. Then on Friday night, the Food City 300. And, of course, the Bass Pro Shop NRA night race coming up on Saturday night at Bristol Motor Speedway in the fall. So a season ticket gets you lots of perks and bells and whistles. So if you're interested in finding out more, all you have to do is go to bristolmotorspeedway.com or get on your phone and call 423-BRISTOL. And so... or call 1-866-415-4158 if you're out of the area. It's toll free, and you can talk to the folks and, again, check out what's going on with the racing. And you get some, for April, for example, if you get them through the Speedway, you get coffee and donuts with Bristol Motor Speedway in April. In the fall, you get a brunch with Bruton. You get all kinds of different bells and whistles. You get some discounts on concessions and souvenir prices at the Speedway by being a season ticket holder through the Speedway. Again, BristolMotorspeedway.com, 423-BRISTOL, or 1-866-415-4158. So 2 ways to get your tickets to go racing at Bristol in 81 days, I guess, for the Xfinity Series race and the Zombie Auto 125, and that would be, again, through Food City or through Bristol Motor Speedway. So good stuff. Let's take a look at the National Hockey League. What happened last night on the ice? Again, in the NHL, it goes as follows from last night. Colorado skating past Toronto 4-2. Detroit 3-0 winner over New Jersey. Minnesota at home skates past Ottawa 3-1. Tampa Bay goes into Chicago and skates past the Blackhawks 2-0 in a shutout. A couple of upsets. Buffalo, a 12-win team, goes into Calgary and skates past the Flames 2-1. And the New York Islanders, a 24-win team, goes into Arizona and gets beat. Arizona with now only 12 wins on the season, skating past the Islanders 3-2. Big one tonight in Nashville. The Predators at 28-11, hosting the best team in the National Hockey League. Tampa Bay comes to Nashville tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning at 32-12, skating tonight in Music City. Also tonight, New Jersey, 24 wins at Boston, 27 wins. Carolina skates at Pittsburgh. The Penguins, the defending Stanley Cup champions, 25-21, hosting Carolina 21-18. Other games tonight, it is Colorado at Montreal. Philadelphia skates in Detroit. Ottawa skates in St. Louis against the Blues. Florida at Dallas. Buffalo skates in Edmonton. Anaheim, the Ducks, 22 wins, hosting the Rangers with 24 wins in California. Columbus, the Blue Jackets, with 26 wins, skating at Vegas against the Golden Knights, second best team in the league with 31 wins. LA skates at Vancouver tonight against the Canucks. And Winnipeg, good matchup here in the Shark Tank in San Jose. Winnipeg, the Jets, with 28 wins, skating in San Jose against the Sharks with 26 wins on the season. That's what's going on in the Hello, fellas, in the National Hockey League for tonight. Baseball news: San Francisco Giants. Giants pick up center fielder Austin Jackson. They haven't confirmed it, but everything points that way. Spent last season with Cleveland hitting .318, 7 long balls, and drove in 72 runs. So Austin Jackson going from Cleveland to the San Francisco Giants for the upcoming Major League Baseball season. Again, looking also, Yu Darvish looks like he may become a Milwaukee Brewer. This young man being courted pretty heavily by the Milwaukee Brewers, and so Manny Machado may, even though he signed the arbitration agreement last week in Baltimore, Chicago's still after him, the Cardinals are after him, the Cubs, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Diamondbacks still chasing Manny Machado. Yu Darvish, again, looks like he may be heading towards Milwaukee. That's not confirmed, but certainly looking that way. And then the Red Sox open up the checkbook, going after J.D. Martinez, $125 million over 5 years. Hasn't signed yet, but looking that way. This guy, again, over the last 3 seasons, he's batted .296 with 105 home runs. Unbelievable. So Red Sox looking at J.D. Martinez, not confirmed yet, but hopefully, pitchers and catchers report within the month now. Valentine's Day, most pitchers and catchers report Major League Baseball, so spring training right around the corner. Quick break. We'll go to Charlotte, North Carolina, talk to our buddy Jeff Birchfield, who's there with the NASCAR Media Tour. He's there with the drivers. What's going on in Charlotte as we speak? We're going to bird's eye view. He covers NASCAR for the Johnson City Press. So we'll take a break. We'll come right back. We will go to Charlotte and talk to my man Jeff Birchfield on the scene with the NASCAR drivers, the NASCAR Media Tour. We'll do that next here on show number 672 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the things that owner Tim Smith is most proud of is their hard-earned certifications.
We are an ASE Blue Seal shop, which is important because what it tells the customer is we care enough to get certified, not in one certain area of cars. You have to be certified in 8 different certifications and 8 different tests you have to take, and you have to be updated on them yearly to make sure that you're up to date. We not only have one of those, we have 3 ASE Master Technicians here with the ratio, goes into a ratio, and we're a Blue Seal shop. So it tells you that we care about training and we care about knowing about your car. We want to help fix it right.
American Import and Auto Repair, West Market Street, Johnson City, home of the free loaner car program. Open 6 days a week. Call today, 913-3111.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad-spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Back here tomorrow as well. A guy who comes here when he's in town and eats with us from time to time, our buddy Jeff Birchfield, who's with us live in Metro Charlotte, North Carolina, with the NASCAR Media Tour. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Tom. How are you?
Just fine, sir. He loves Chick-fil-A, and I love Chick-fil-A, and we love NASCAR. So you're there for folks out there going, a NASCAR Media Tour. What's this all about? Who do you get a chance to talk to? What goes on? Kind of give us an overview of what the media gets to do with the NASCAR Media Tour.
Well, it's probably the one time a year with, papers our size and, with all the media outlets. I mean, you have everyone from NBC and the networks to the small town newspapers. The people who actually end up coming to the, media tour get to talk to, like, all the major drivers in the sport, So, I mean, years past, you'd have Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon and all those type of guys. This year it's, more Jimmy Johnson. Probably the biggest name to talk to so far is Kyle Busch. He was there this morning, so got a story in tomorrow's Johnson City Press from that interview about, what he accomplished at Bristol this last August. He's had a little time to reflect on it and, just a lot of special accomplishments that was.
So is it different that you're down there this year and there's no Matt Kenseth, there's no Dale Jr., I don't know if Danica's there or not, but some of the big names that stepped away from the sport in the off-season. Is it a different atmosphere this year with some of the big guns not there?
It is a little bit of a different atmosphere, a little bit of a different layout, the way they're doing it this year as well. Jan Danica's not part of it, so, we've talked about that the last few times we've been on the show, just how many major stars in the sport, that's gone from, say, 2 years ago. So, yeah, it is a little bit of a different vibe. But, once you get into it, and this morning, doing different interviews with not only Kyle Busch, but his brother Kurt Busch, who's defending Daytona 500 champion, and Trevor Bain from Knoxville, who gave me some great stuff about racing as a kid at Beach Nut Raceway and Dumpling Valley Raceway on a couple of our local go-kart tracks. So, that type of stuff, you get excited, though, once you're there.
We're talking to Jeff Birchfield, who's live in Charlotte to the NASCAR Media Tour. Won't keep him long because he's there doing his job. But I know in today's paper you got a story about football coming back to Bristol Motor Speedway. You got a story about Martin Truex Jr. And you've also got a story about the Hall of Fame with Donnie Allison and Terry Labonte, among others. So, again, tell us about those stories. Those are three great write-ups you did.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, Hall of Fame, there's two different Hall of Fame ceremonies down here in Charlotte. There's, of course, the big one everyone sees on TV, the NASCAR Hall of Fame, and then actually an older Hall of Fame that's actually housed at Darlington Raceway is the National Motorsports Press Association Hall of Fame, and some of the newest members were Terry Labonte and Donnie Allison, and Terry Labonte gave me a great interview, sort of promoting a story in the press that's talking about the famous 1995 race where Dale Earnhardt pushes him across the finish line. He tears up his race car. It's a complete mess. And then he goes on and talks about that 99 race where Earnhardt spins him out, and this famous, I didn't mean to wreck him, I just meant to rattle his cage comments came from. And, there's a nice perspective on that. And then Donnie Allison, as we were talking off the air, the 79 Daytona 500, big wreck with him and Cal Yarborough, is credited for NASCAR choose growth, but Donnie's still not over that wreck. He gave me some quotes. I'm going to have to clean them up a little bit before I put them in the paper when he's talking about that.
We're talking, yep, they don't forget. They're like elephants. They have great long memories, these NASCAR drivers. When they get dumped, they don't forget it. So when you're down there, and you're down there now, obviously getting ready to come back in the next day or two. So who is the media darling right now? You don't have Dale Jr. You don't have Matt Kenseth. Is it Kyle Busch? Is it Chase Elliott? Who seems to be the one all the media are clamoring towards right now?
Well, you know what? It's there's really not one just yet, even though Chase Elliott would be the heir apparent, being the son of Bill Elliott and all that. But Kyle Busch, has established himself as a star in the sport. Jimmy Johnson, you would think with a 7-time champion, that would be, your marquee guy. But it's, with the media and the fans, he just doesn't seem to have that, it factor, I guess, that, maybe Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt had. I mean, he's a great driver on the track. I'm just saying, some of the, stuff surrounding him, how those guys just sort of had that persona about them.
Well, also, we didn't even mention, here's the guy who just won the championship, Martin Truex Jr. Not much being said about him. I mean, he is who he is, but all the buzz with some of these other guys, some of these younger drivers. So is Martin Truex Jr. kind of being not left out, but kind of kicked to the side a little bit?
Maybe a little bit. Like I just got through right before I got on air with you interviewing William Byron, who's taking over that 24 car. So you've got so many, like you said, so many young guys where the sport is in transition that maybe some of the guys who are veteran guys maybe are getting forgotten about a little bit.
4 lets you go, breaking story that BK Racing apparently in some financial trouble. The Union Bank and Trust taking over the team and the charters, and I don't know how that goes, who gets the charters and how that all shakes out, but it looks like there's some major financial problems for BK Racing, which involves David Reagan and Michael McDowell. So are you hearing anything about that down there in and around media days?
Actually, as far as I know, they're still planning on racing because that's Michael McDowell, he's actually racing Front Row Motorsports now. I guess they're actually is who he's racing for, which is Bob Jenkins, the guy who owns businesses in Morristown, actually owns that team. So, that's a little bit of an update on that.
Yeah. So, anyway, wrapping this thing up, what do you do the rest of the day, and who you going to go talk to, and then what's the rest of the day look like for Jeff Birchfield at the NASCAR Media Tour?
Well, there's a lot of big names actually still to come, like Kevin Harvick, I think, is supposed to talk to him around 1:45, and then Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, and Jimmy Johnson all later in the day. This thing is a lot more concise than it used to be. They have it a lot of kind of tighter time constraints. So really, we get all the driver interviews done in about 2 days. Yesterday, we were out at Charlotte Motor Speedway, so and a lot of the media got to take a chance to ride around what they call the Roval, which is the oval and the road course. It's going to be the first race in the NASCAR playoffs in September.
What do you think about it? You got a chance to be around it. What do you think about the Roval?
I think it's going to be interesting. It's unlike anything else that they do. I mean, a little bit like the 24 Hours of Daytona sports car race that's coming up here, soon. It's, that type of thing. Like Martin Truex Jr., he won actually on the road course at Watkins Glen last year, but he said, that was a little different experience for him, and that, it's unlike anything else they've done. So it might take those drivers just a little while to adapt to it. It could be a, interesting first race or two, on that new course.
No, you got to get back to work. I sure appreciate your time. You stepped out in the hall to take my call, and I can't thank you enough. Again, be safe, drive careful, come back here, and we'll talk to you next week, all right?
All right, sounds good, Tom.
Yep, great job. Jeff Birchfield live again. He is at the NASCAR Media Tour in Charlotte, North Carolina, hanging out with us by phone, and we certainly appreciate that very much. And so thank you to Jeff Birchfield for taking the time to step away from his job, his day job, working and covering NASCAR for the Johnson City Press to talk to us here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and I can't thank him enough. Hello to Renee McNeil. Hope you're feeling better, young lassie. She's a big Kyle Busch fan. Not. Oh, all I got to do is say that. That'll stoke the fire. But anyway, he is down there with the NASCAR Media Tour, Jeff Birchfield, and it is interesting. Go down there for the first time. I think I said last week, for the first time since 1977, there's not an Earnhardt going to Daytona, either Dale Sr. or obviously Dale Sr., the late Dale Sr. or Dale Jr. Not going to be at Daytona. So kind of interesting. No Matt Kenseth, no Dale Jr. So some of the big names and Danica Patrick that you normally would expect to go down and interview, and are pretty good folks to interview, as a matter of fact. Not there. I don't know if Danica's there, but certainly Kenseth and Dale Jr. probably not there for the interview process because they're not current drivers. So Danica Patrick will drive in the Daytona 500 for Premium Motorsports, finalizing the first stage in her plan to compete the Danica Double. She'll pilot the number 7 GoDaddy Chevrolet for Premium Motorsports with Tony Eury Jr. atop the pit box, reuniting her with both the number and the crew chief with which she began her NASCAR career. So that is definitely confirmed. Also, Jeff touched on and mentioned the 24 hours, the Rolex 24, I should say, at Daytona for the United Auto Sports sports car team beginning on Saturday. Two-time Formula One, the world champion Fernando Alonso will headline the Rolex 24 at Daytona beginning on Saturday. The Spaniard missed the Monaco Grand Prix to compete in the Indy 500 back in May, returned to the United States to enter his first endurance event. The 56th running of the Rolex 24 set to start at 2:40 on Saturday afternoon. 50 cars entered across 3 classes: Prototype P, GT Le Mans, which is GTLM, and then GT Daytona. And so unlike NASCAR and Indy, a multitude of manufacturers will be featured in the race, including Lexus, McLaren, Porsche, Ferraris, BMWs, Cadillacs, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, and more. Teams of up to 5 drivers compete in a 24-hour relay race. No driver can be in the car for more than 4 hours of a 6-hour period. So at the races end, the team driving the most miles in each car class wins. Some of the guys going to be there: Juan Pablo Montoya, Scott Sharp, Scott Dixon, AJ Allmendinger, Scott Pruitt, some of the folks competing in the Rolex 24 starts Saturday at Daytona. Also, interestingly enough, hello Darius Hensley, there is still no confirmation that Monster Energy is going to go beyond 2018 as the primary sponsor, the title sponsor of the NASCAR Cup Series. So Monster Chair and CEO Rodney Sachs, discussing the topic at the company's headquarters in the investor meeting, say management is evaluating where we are going forward in 2019 and thereafter. That's not a good sign. I guess you probably know that. That is not a good sign for NASCAR, because you would think they would say, signed, sealed, and delivered, we're ready to move on with this and expand our coverage and our branding of our product in NASCAR. That's not what they're saying. They're saying we are evaluating where we are going forward in 2019 and thereafter. We are busy in discussions with NASCAR and deciding what will be the best way going forward for our company, Monster Energy. But certainly this year we're fully vested and excited about the opportunity for the brand, and so they will be around for this year. But of course NASCAR wants somebody to sign on and keep it going, sign up and extend the contract beyond 2018, of which that is not going to happen, or has not happened to this point. So interesting. Hey, don't forget, coming up, we got basketball tonight. We've got Elizabeth and Sullivan East, 7:45 from John Treadway Gymnasium. It'll be the Cyclones and the Sullivan East Patriots of John Dyer. Big ball game tonight coming up, and so we'll have that for you right here again as we'll go live from John Treadway Gymnasium at 7:45 tonight to bring you Lucas Honeycutt and his Elizabeth and Cyclones against the veteran coach John Dyer and the Sullivan East Patriots, a team that went to the state tournament a year ago. It's a rebuilding year for Sullivan East, but yet they're right at the top and right in the middle of the Three Rivers Conference basketball race, as we, I guess for all intents and purposes, have kind of turned the corner and heading down the home stretch to the regular season finale and getting ready for the tournament that starts right around it starts Valentine's Day, runs the 14th to the 20th at John Treadway Gymnasium, both the guys and the girls. We're going to broadcast that tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so we're in the process of, I know we're going to do Elizabeth, and we may end up doing the whole tournament. We haven't finalized it yet, but we are certainly looking at that. And so that will be an opportunity to really get out there and broadcast some neat games and follow the Cyclones in postseason play. Of course, then our baseball coverage starts on March the 13th, which is not that far away. So we're going to be busy behind the microphone calling basketball and baseball, in addition to what we're doing here during the show every day. And also going to be on Valentine's morning, we're going to be live with the Johnson City Chamber Breakfast. They're going to be broadcasting from Sam's Clubs. They're going to be there taking the show out on the road for the Chamber Breakfast on February the 14th here in Johnson City, Valentine's morning at Sam's Club. So we're going to be there with Andy Dietrich and Gary Mabry and those great folks coming up again, as we said, on Valentine's morning. It is the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are live again at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. Again, basketball tonight, double headers across the board. Daniel Boone plays at Cherokee tonight. Dobbins Minute at Jefferson County. Happy Valley at Sullivan Central. Kachia, the homeschoolers, will be at Sullivan North tonight. Sullivan South plays at Unicoi County. Tennessee High here in Johnson City against the Science-O Hilltoppers. University High at Tri-Cities Christian, boys and girls games. Then in Southwest Virginia tonight, you have Eastside at J.I. Burton. Gate City will be in Wise Central. Lehigh at Abington tonight to battle the Falcons. Ridgeview at John Battle taking on the Trojans. Rye Cove, the War Eagles at Castlewood. And Twin Springs plays at Thomas Walker tonight in boys high school basketball. One of our great sponsors, the good folks at Sprint. Oh, yeah, they got the deal going on. Man, oh, man, oh, man. The brand new iPhone 10. The iPhone 10 for $30 a month for new activations. That is incredible. You're right down the road here. That's the Sprint store here in North Johnson City, right in front of Longhorn Steakhouse on North Roan Street. Again, you have the iPhone 10 for $30 a month for new activations. Also, you lease one and get one on the iPhone 8. If you lease one, you get one free. For every one you lease, you get one free on an iPhone 8 at Sprint for a limited time. The Sprint store, North Roan Street here in Johnson City. Also, Sprint will buy out your current contract with your current carrier to switch you over. Whether it's Verizon, T-Mobile, or AT&T, they will buy you out your current contract to switch you over to Sprint. Also, again, 25% off all accessories. When you go ahead and say you've heard the show, new Bluetooth chargers, and chargers, and Beats headphones. Beats headphones, 25% off when you say you heard it on the show. Wireless chargers in stock. Again, you go in and tell them you heard the show, and you get 25% discount on Beats headphones, Bluetooth chargers, wireless chargers, all that in stock at the Sprint store, North Roan Street here in Johnson City. I love promoting those guys, and again, they're going to be with me tomorrow here. We're going to be right back here at Chick-fil-A, the Crossings in North Johnson City. So, and also, this free pad, I got one. Here it is. You can get one too. See if I can put it in the camera. There it is. There I am on the show, doing the show. And so this free, the official name is the LG G-Pad F2 8-inch tablet, free for all customers. I got mine. I'm using it. You can get yours too when you stop by the Sprint store. And also half off any Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, or Note 8 for new activations. And again, the iPhone 10, $30 a month, brand spanking new for new activations. Zeb told me last week can't keep them in stock. The new iPhone 10 for $30 a month for new activations. Man, that is incredible. And also, the iPhone 8s, you lease one, get one. We got some great deals going on at Sprint right now. Again, Sprint store at North Roan Street here in Johnson City is where you need to go. And say hello to Caleb or Zeb or any of the folks. And again, tell them you've been watching the show. At any time, you get 25% off all accessories, including the Beats headphones. You talk about some headphones that can put out some sound. Goodness gracious. They can crank it out. The Beats headphones at Sprint here on North Roan Street. Don't forget, coming up tonight, again, the Christian Life and Witness courses open to everybody. No registration needed, no cost to attend. This is part of the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association coming to town to help, again, get ready and get the community in the area ready for the celebration coming April 27th through the 29th at Freedom Hall with Evangelist Will Graham. Tonight, they're having the courses at Elizabeth Chapel United Methodist Church in Bluff City, at Central Baptist Church here in Johnson City, and in Kingsport at First Broad Street United Methodist Church. Again, it is the Christian Life and Witness course, open to everybody. The materials are free, get to keep them, being provided by the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association. So can't beat that with a big stick. It starts at 7 o'clock around those three churches around the area. Tom Taylor Sports Show, quick break. We'll come right back and tell you about one of our great sponsors. It'll be our buddy, talking about my man Jeremy Livesey of Movement Mortgage. We'll do a quick break. We'll come right back. We're live at Chick-Fil-A, the Crossing in North Johnson City, on show number 672 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-Fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-Fil-A. Chick-Fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
Excuse me, Michael, the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We are here live at Chick-fil-A for a few more minutes. Want to say hello to Erskine Anavitarte. He was on the show back before Christmas, came to town with his guitar and did a little picking. We were Champion Chevrolet. Want to say hello to Erskine. Appreciate him very, very much. Also, just lost it. Come back here. Where are we? There we go. Billy Lewis. Hello, Billy. Thank you, my friend. Also, David Taylor from West Virginia. Hello, David. Thank you very much for watching the show. Renee McNeil, Erskine Anabatarte, as we said, David Strickland, the soccer coach for the Tri-Cities Otters and also for Scienceville Soccer. Betty Perry, Kelly Easler, the swim coach in Milligan, watching. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you very much. So we appreciate all the folks checking us out. MovementMortgage.com. Ooh, yeah, check it out. Jeremy Livesey, more importantly, JeremyLivesey.com is where we want to go. The number is 671. 6 hours in an underwriting process. How about that? Underwriting process in 6 hours with JeremyLivesey.com, Movement Mortgage. 6 hours underwriting process, that's the 6. The 7 is 7-day processing period. He can get it turned around, get you in your home, sign the paperwork, hand you the keys in 7 days. How about that? And then 1 day to close. Then close it in 1 day. 671. 671 is the program they call it, Movement Mortgage, with our buddy Jeremy Livesey at JeremyLivesey.com. 6 hours done the right process, 7 days processing period, and then 1 day to close. Check him out. Jeremy, Jeremy, Livesey or Livesey, Livesay, JeremyLivesey.com. 671. 6 hours underwriting process, 7 day processing period, and 1 day to close. Again, at JeremyLivesey.com. Again, with Movement Mortgage, located in Boones Creek, right across from, we've been there, going to be back in there in February, right across from the Cracker Barrel, Boones Creek. Our buddy Jeremy Livesey at JeremyLivesey.com. We got 6 or 7 minutes left on the show. Do you want to run back down through college basketball tonight? Got some big ones coming up. Of course, none bigger for a Tennessee fan than what's going on down in Knoxville. That'll be coming up tonight. The Volunteers in a 7 o'clock tip-off hosting Vanderbilt. Tennessee, 22nd of the country, the latest polls, 13-5 against Vanderbilt, who's 7-12. That's a 7 o'clock tip at Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville. Top-ranked Villanova tonight. Villanova, the Wildcats, 18-1, hosting Providence. Here could be a trap game. We talked about this earlier. Number 2, Virginia. What do you say, trap? You can be caught looking ahead and get trapped looking down the road or not taking them serious, or just a trap game from the standpoint that you're not ready for them. Number 2, Virginia tonight. The Cavaliers at 18-1 in Charlottesville, hosting 18th ranked Clemson, a 16-3 team. That's a tip-off tonight at 7 o'clock. Also another trap game, 12th ranked Oklahoma, 14-4 at home against number 5 Kansas. Good matchup. Jayhawks at 16-3. They'll play that one tonight at 7 o'clock on ESPN. Also 14th ranked Texas Tech hosting Oklahoma State. Could be interesting. Red Raiders at 15-4. They're 14th in the country. Oklahoma State at 13-6. They'll square off tonight in Texas. And then 4th-ranked Duke will play at Wake Forest. The Blue Devils at 17-2. A 9 o'clock tip-off at Wake Forest. The Demon Deacons at 8-11 on the season. They're having the kind of year they want. But, again, just like the SEC or the Big Ten, ACC obviously going to be ready to go every night. And so Duke will have to be ready to go because obviously Wake Forest will be looking for an upset. The list of candidates in the National Football League's Walter Payton Man of the Year Award has been down to 3 players, trimmed down to 3. J.J. Watt of the Houston Texans, Greg Olson of the Carolina Panthers, and Benjamin Watson of the Baltimore Ravens are the 3 finalists for the league's most prestigious off-the-field award. It'll be revealed on February the 3rd, the eve of Super Bowl, at 9 o'clock as part of the NFL Honors Show. And so that's going on coming up in a couple of weeks. Again, the winner receives a $500,000 donation in his name that will be spread evenly across a charity of his choice and also Character Playbook. The 2 runner-ups each get a $100,000 donation in their name to a charity of their choice and another $100,000 to Character Playbook under the umbrella of the National Football League. So they'll announce that coming up on February the 3rd. Speaking of the NFL, I started the show with this, I'll end the show with this. Excuse me, the National Football League has rejected a Super Bowl advertisement from American veterans urging people to stand for the national anthem. This is in the football program. They said no. The nation's largest veteran service organization had been invited by the National Football League to place an ad in the program. AMVET, all capital letters, AMVET's advertisement included a 2-word message: please stand. NFL says no, that's a political statement. National Commander Marion Polk wrote a letter to the NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Quote, it's a simple, polite request that represents the sentiment of our membership, particularly those whose missing or paralyzed limbs preclude standing. American veterans accused NFL of outright censorship by rejecting the advertisement. They said, no, we're not going to put this in the program. Polk says, quote, freedom of speech works both ways. We respect the rights for those who kneel during the national anthem to protest, as these rights are precisely what our members have fought and in many cases died for, and he's right. But imposing corporate censorship to deny that same right to those veterans who have secured it for us all is reprehensible and totally beyond words. End quote from Marion Polk, the national commander. You know what? He's right. If it's okay for them, if they have their free rights and free speech to kneel during the national anthem, then why would it not be okay for the AMVETs to put an ad in the Super Bowl football program that says simply, please stand? That's their right to do that too, and they're paying for the ad. So it's not like it's free money. AMVET said, we'll pay for the ad, and they said, no, that's a political statement. Oh, what in the world do you think these guys have been kneeling during the national anthem all the year for? What do you think that stands for? What do you think that represents? And you're going to tell me, as I said earlier in the show, that any of these yahoos have been singing the halftime, they've not used that particular platform to mention a social cause or comment? Guarantee it. Go back and watch some of the halftime shows, and you can rest assured you'll see that. So, yes, folks do use this football game as a political statement. Some of the ads, as a matter of fact, some of the advertisements over the years have reflected a particular cause or approach to something, too. So, don't belittle us and make us think we're morons, Roger Goodell, because we're not. So it is political corporate censorship to not allow the AMVETs a simple ad in the football program that says, please stand. So anyway, NFL, off my radar, joke. So there is a Super Bowl coming, and what did Rhett Butler say to Scarlett at the end of the movie Gone with the Wind? Frankly, my dear. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll be live right back here at Chick-Fil-A The Crossings in North Johnson City. Don't forget, coming up tonight, we have Elizabethton Cyclone basketball. The Cyclones taking on the Sullivan East Patriots right around 7:45 tonight. Tip-off right around 8. And again, it'll be John Dyer's Patriots against Lucas Honeycutt's Elizabethton Cyclones, and we'll do that tonight. Coming up. Coming up tonight at 7:45 with the tip-off right around 8 o'clock from John Treadway Gymnasium in Elizabethton. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Thanks for all the guests today. Ryan Presnell, Elizabethton baseball coach. Hank Brown with We Run Events. Mike Hedrick, the NASCAR fans reporter. Jeff Birchfield live from the NASCAR media tour in Charlotte, North Carolina. I think we got them all in. Excuse me. I think we got them all in. There we go. Ryan Presnell, Hank Brown, Mike Hedrick, and Jeff Birchfield. Appreciate all those guys being on the show. Thank you for watching it. Please like it, and more importantly, share the show to your Facebook fan base or Facebook base of followers that you are associated with, that I'm not associated with. So if you like it and share it to your particular Facebook fan base or Facebook page base or whatever you want to call it, then it moves it on out there, and we thank you ahead of time for that. Tomorrow, right back in here, we've got some folks lined up and we're ready to go. Ryan Witten joins us tomorrow with Witten Huddle, organization in Elizabethton that's got some good things going on, helping kids become better football players and better people. Ryan joins us tomorrow. Also, Greg Salyer right back in here with Major League Baseball update tomorrow. We got some more guests lined up and ready to go. Our boys from Sprint supposed to be here tomorrow talking about these great deals. iPhone 10 for $30 for new activation at Sprint store here in North Johnson City in front of Longhorn Steakhouse. $30 for the very latest iPhone 10 from Sprint. You're not on that one for a new activation? Man, what a great deal. So, also the iPhone 8, lease one, get one free. Cool stuff. We'll have those guys here tomorrow as well. Hey, rejoining you tonight at 7:45 for Cyclone basketball. Until then, as we always tell you, we're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours, and we'll rejoin you at 7:45 tonight for Elizabethton Cyclone basketball against Sullivan East. Then tomorrow, 11-1, right back here for show number 673 tomorrow of the Tom Lewis Sports Show, right here at Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City. Until tonight at 7:45, we'll greet you again for Cyclone basketball. We'll simply tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.